In this lesson, you'll learn how to identify tritones on the fretboard. The tritone interval of 3 whole steps, or 6 half steps, divides an octave of 12 half steps into 2 equal halves, each containing 6 half steps. In the major scale, the tritone occurs between the 4th and 7th scale tones. In C major, the tritone notes F and B become the flats 7 and 3, in G7, the dominant chord, on the 5th scale degree. The tritone is an unstable and dissonant interval that wants to resolve to a more stable chord. In a 5-to-1 resolution, the B in G7 resolves up a half step to the root C, while the F resolves down a half step to E, in C major 7. A tritone has 2 names. When a perfect 4th interval is raised by 1 half step, it's called an augmented 4th, such as F to B. Similarly, when a perfect 5th interval is lowered by 1 half step, it becomes a diminished 5th, like B to F. A scale with a repeating interval pattern is said to be symmetrical. For example, the 12-tone chromatic scale has a repeating half-step pattern. You can build a tritone from every note in this scale. However, there are essentially only 6 tritones, originating from the first 6 scale tones, C, D-flat, D, E-flat, E, and F. The remaining 6 tritones are simply inversions of the first 6. For instance, the tritone G to D-flat is an inversion of D-flat to G. The half-whole scale, consisting of 8 notes, is another example of a symmetrical scale, featuring an alternating pattern of half steps and whole steps. In the C half-whole scale, the tritones from the first 4 notes are C to F-sharp, D-flat to G, E-flat to A, and E to B-flat. The remaining 4 tritones are simply inversions of the first 4. The whole half scale is also a symmetrical scale with 8 notes, and has an alternating whole step, half step pattern. The tritones from the first 4 notes in the C whole half scale are C to G-flat, D to A-flat, E-flat to A, and F to B. The remaining tritones are just inversions. The whole tone scale with 6 notes has 3 tritones: C to F-sharp, D to G-sharp, and E to B-flat. The tritones from F-sharp, G-sharp, and B-flat are inversions of the first 3 scale tones. The concept of tritone substitution involves replacing a dominant with another dominant whose root is a tritone away. In a basic 2-5-1 progression in C major, replacing the dominant chord, G7, with D flat 7, a tritone above, creates a chromatic descending progression, D minor 7, D flat 7, C major 7. Dominant 7th chords, C7 and F-sharp 7, whose roots are a tritone apart, come from C Lydian dominant, the 4th mode, and F-sharp altered, the 7th mode, of G Melodic Minor, respectively. These chords, separated by a tritone, share the same notes, and can substitute each other. In C7, the root C becomes the tritone in F-sharp 7, the 3rd, E, becomes the flat 7, the tritone F-sharp, becomes the root, and the minor 7th, B-flat, becomes the 3rd in F-sharp 7. The available tensions in each scale are indicated in red. You can use our interval and note chorder, along with the reference chart of fourths as a guide, when practicing tritones from every scale degree, found in the symmetrical scales we've discussed in this lesson. If you found our lesson helpful, please consider liking and sharing our video. Our mobile training apps and books are excellent resources to deepen your understanding of the fretboard.